had many requests for my 14-day sweet pickles, and so I thought I'd do a YouTube video on it. This is the time of year, of course, to make your pickles when your garden's really producing. And these are made, this is the old-fashioned crock method pickles that takes, this actually takes 14 days to make. It's not a lot of work, it's mostly a waiting type of thing, but you're going to start out with, for about 7 quarts of pickles, and that's a real good amount to start with because it's easy to handle. You're going to pick about 10 pounds of cucumbers, and you want them fairly slim. They make the nicest pickle, a nice skinny cucumber rather than a fat one. You want the seeds really nice and small. So I just got out of my garden. This basket full of cucumbers weighs 10 pounds. That's going to make a nice amount to start with. And I usually also I'll end up, because of the way the cucumbers start coming on all at once, I'll have maybe 3 or 4 crocks down. So it's very smart to just take a marker pen and mark on your crock the date. Okay, the next step is you want to wash your cucumbers thoroughly with a vegetable brush, scrubbing them very, very well. You want to take off any dirt, any of the little prickly things on it, and then you want to trim both ends and rinse them real well, and leave them whole at this point, and go ahead and put them down in a crock. I was lucky enough to find these for sale at the Zanesville Pottery. Of course, crocks have gone up in price. This was a 3-gallon crock for $32. Sometimes in your antique stores, or if you're lucky enough at a yard sale, you can get them a little less expensive than that. But you're going to need a nice crock. I think they can also be done in glass, but you wouldn't want to do them in any kind of a steel or aluminum. That wouldn't work well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scrub these nice and clean, trim them, and place them in the crock, and then I'll show you what the next step will be. Okay, the first step in old-fashioned crock pickling is to make sure you put enough salt in, and you want to get the canning and pickling salt. You want to pour enough salt in your crock dissolved in water that will float an egg. So I'm going to do that before I add the cucumbers. As you can see, I've added enough salt that will float an egg. So of course I will remove the egg and trim my cucumbers, both top and bottom, and go ahead and place them down in the salted water. Okay, I've trimmed all the cucumbers and put them down in the salted water. The 10 pounds of cucumbers seems to be just about perfect for this 3-pound crock. It allows a little bit of room. You can see if I push it down there, it's just about perfect. Then I also happen to have a crockery type of plate, and I'm going to place that on top here, and to make sure all the cucumbers stay under the salted water. And that is all you do from day 1 to day 6, except I'll lift the plate out and I'll stir that every day. Just put my hand down in and just stir the pickles around. So that's day 1 through 6 with stirring every day. If you should happen to get any scum on the top, be sure you rinse your plate off if it accumulates on the plate, or just take a cup or something and skim off any scum that forms to the top. Okay, I've left the cucumber soak in the salt brine for 6 days,
And a couple of the days I did get a little bit of moldy scum that I scraped off with a clean cup and washed the plate. So today's day 7, and I'm going to drain off the salt water, and after I do that, I'll pour over the cucumbers that have been in the salt water for 6 days. I'll pour fresh boiling water on top of those. Okay, we're on day 7, and you can see that the cucumbers have started turning a different green color, which shows that they have been in the brine for a week, starting to look more like a pickle. So on day 7, I went ahead and drained out the salt water, and now I'm going to be pouring boiling water on top of these. So you want to be careful, but you'll need to go ahead and pour enough boiling water to submerge them, like so should be enough. And I like to let it cool a little bit before I go ahead and put my plate back on top then. And then tomorrow, day 8, we have another process, and I'll show you that. This is day 8 on the 14-day pickle recipe, and on day 8 I drained the boiling water that I put on top of the cucumbers yesterday. I've drained it off, and today will be the day that I add the alum with the boiling water. And I recommend, if you're going to be doing this recipe, that you want to get the bulk alum. I get it from Joad Specialty Market. If you have one of those in your area, but a lot of bulk food places carry it. It's usually around $2.99 a pound, but if you buy it at Kroger's or something, you're going to get a very small container, and it's going to be quite expensive. So you want food grade alum, and what you're going to do today is you're going to put a tablespoon of alum for each quart of water. Right now I'm heating up my water. About 6 quarts of water will be more than enough for these 10 pounds of pickles. In fact, I think 4 quarts will cover it, but I'm putting a little extra. And you'll put 1 tablespoon of alum mixed with your boiling water, and I'm getting ready to do that now. And when that comes to a boil, I'll go ahead and add that, and dissolve it in the boiling water, and then we'll add the alum water on top of the pickles. And they also, today, they must be split. So I'll show you that just here in a few minutes. Okay, while I'm waiting for the water to boil with the 1 tablespoon of alum per quart on the stove, it's getting ready to boil. Now's the time to go ahead and split your pickles in half. And some people might want to split them in half again. It's however you like your pickles. That makes a real nice slice, kind of like what you see served up at a deli. So we're gonna go ahead and split the whole crock. And then we'll go ahead and pour the alum water on them. Okay, you can see I've split the larger pickles, and I've left the some of the smaller ones I just left whole. Because they'll do just fine at this pickle size here. So we'll go ahead and put the split pickles back in the crock. And now I'm going to go get my boiling water with the alum in it. And we'll carefully pour that over the pickles. Alright, for that amount I did cut back to 5 quarts of boiling water, and you want a tablespoon of alum for each quart of water. So that was boiling water on the split pickles. That was for day 8. And then tomorrow, we'll let that cool a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and put my my crock plate back on it. And then tomorrow, day 9, I will drain this off, and I will put on clear boiling water again. And as you can see, it has been 8 days since I've picked cucumbers again, and I have another good 10 pounds, so I can go ahead and put another crock down today. Okay, we're on day 9 of the pickle process. So yesterday we put the alum water on the split pickles. So today we're going to drain that. And I have a colander in here, so I'll go ahead and drain the alum water off. See, this 3-gallon crock's pretty nice to handle. As you can see, they're starting to look like a pickle. So, alright, now this is day 9. And after you drain the alum water off, you put in boiling water once again. Just clear boiling water. And then tomorrow, you want to cover all the pickles. Alright. Then tomorrow will be the first day that we do the sweet brine. And I'll show you how to make that tomorrow morning. Okay, we're on day 10 of making the 14-day sweet pickles, and this is the day that you make up the sweet brine to put your pickles in. So you'll want to drain the clear water that was in your crock from yesterday, and these are the ingredients you're going to need for that sweet pickle brine. Now, for about 10 pounds of cucumbers, you're going to need about a gallon of the sweet brine made up, which after you add all the sugar, anything will measure more than a gallon, but it should be enough for it. So I'll list all these ingredients before the video so you can write them down. But you're going to need white distilled vinegar, which is of course the 5% acidity, and you're going to need a gallon of that. Now I buy my pickling spice in bulk. It'll be a lot less expensive if you'll just order it through bulk, and this is just called pickling spice. It's got all varieties of different kind of spices in it. You'll need celery seed, and you'll need lots and lots of sugar. You may want to buy it when it's on sale and stock up. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the gallon of vinegar in a nice stainless steel pan. And you're going to add 4 tablespoons of the mixed spice, 4 tablespoons of the celery seed, and for the gallon mixture, you're going to need 10 pounds of sugar, which is equivalent to 24 cups of sugar. Now, if you're making just a very small batch, you can cut this into fourths. Use a quart of vinegar with 1 tablespoon of mixed spice, 6 cups of sugar, which is 2.5 pounds, and 1 tablespoon of celery seeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drain off my pickles, put this mixture together, and we'll start boiling it here in this pot. You can see with that gallon mixture, I had more than enough to pour over the pickles. I had this much left, which measures out about 9 cups of extra brine. So I'm going to save that for my next starter batch of sweet brine on the pickles that I'm going to be doing next. So I went ahead and poured it over the pickles that we had in here, and you'll see that it's very, very sweet. It's sticky already. So let me set that in here. But this is what it looks like. And I'll go ahead and place the plate over there. And make sure all the pickles are underneath the sweet brine. And that's day 10. And then like I said, I'm going to save this mixture that I had left over. The next batch is a little bit larger of a batch anyway, so I'll probably need it anyway for that. But also, this makes a wonderful summer dressing over cucumbers and tomatoes, any kind of a summer salad. It's just a wonderful, excellent dressing for that, so you can save it for that too. Okay, we're on day 11, and days 11, 12, 13, and 14 are all the same. What you want to do is drain off enough of this sweet brine to dissolve your sugar that you're going to add to it. So if you did the gallon, which was for, around 10 pounds of pickles, and you did the full gallon of vinegar, then you're going to want to drain off enough brine to dissolve 4 cups of sugar. Now, the ratio is for every quart of vinegar that you made into brine, you'll add 1 cup. So like I said, if you did the full gallon, then you're going to add 4 cups to your brine every day. And you'll want to go ahead and pull off this cool brine, add your sugar, boil it on the stove, put it back in, and then every day repeat the process. Draw out some more brine, add the amount of sugar that you need until you get to day 15, and on day 15 we'll can it. Alright, this is day 14 on your 14-day sweet pickles. This is the day you finally get to can them. So you'll want to wash your jars thoroughly and put them in the oven. I find that's the easiest way to sterilize them because of space. So I put them in the oven at 225 for 20 minutes. And we'll go ahead and let those sterilize while we're getting everything else ready. Go ahead and get your canner out, put your water in it and get that heating. You also want to drain your brine off and add your last sugar in that and get it boiling, and get your pickles ready to be packed into jars. Okay, after the 15 minutes in the boiling bath, you go ahead and lift your jars out. You want to use one of these really nice jar lifters. They grip really well, keep you from getting burned, keep you from dropping your jars. I managed to get 7 nice quarts out of that batch. Turned out beautifully. And on a 14-day sweet pickle, you're just not going to find a more beautiful, crunchy pickle. As you can see here, they're just a beautiful, nice and dark after you can them. And if you love sweet things, or your family loves sweet things, you're going to love these 14-day sweet pickles.